It's really cool to just have people in their 20s in general on this platform to, talk about real life shit that people who are 20 years old, have to deal with.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to ISD. Yes, sir. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Devon.
And I'm Pierce.
How you feeling today?
I'm not too bad, man.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. I'm feeling pretty good, man. Traffic was... Actually, bro, I got 9 hours of sleep last night. I feel fucking fantastic. Yes. Today, we are joined by Swimming by Mac Miller, the vinyl album here.
Rest in peace.
Here on set. Rest in peace, man. Fantastic album. Quick, give me your favorite songs. Quick.
Favorite songs off of that
I'm
album?
Swimming. Yes. Y'all should see his face. He's like, nigga, why'd you put me on a burner like that?
You did. I don't know. It's honestly, I have a hard time picking favorite songs unless there's like a song that like really stands out to me when it comes to albums. Like if it's a good album all around, you know what I'm saying? Because there's sometimes where some songs are just trash, but like when it's a good album all around, it really is kind of tough just to single out. Because I feel like my favorite songs change as depending on what I'm going through or just where I'm at in life. You know, like something might just hit a little bit harder. So like it's hard to really pick. Like, do I pick my first favorite song or do I pick my favorite song now? You know,
yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's tough for me to do sometimes.
I hear you. And you just inspired a thought. I wonder if it's like, if you listen to an album and you're able to pick out a favorite song, is it that good of an album?
Like, if there's one definitive song
that's
like,
better than the rest, is that album that good? Versus like this album here, which is like a masterpiece.
Well, I guess it depends on like, how like is it one good song and then a bunch of trash songs or is like one are they all good and then but one's just like damn, you know what I'm saying? So I think it depends, but I wouldn't say that's a bad album. You know, I'm sure there's definitely albums out there where I'm like my favorite song is this song, but I'll listen to all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's bad.
Yeah, good boy. I just a thought in my mind because the best albums that we all love, the classics, we can't pick a favorite one on there.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm
saying? I wonder, like, all right, so you got, and obviously some artists don't really give a fuck, I'd imagine, but, so you got albums that maybe have, like, 1-2 good songs on there. Maybe none of the songs are good, like, to you, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, like, damn, like, you'll be listening to the album, you'll be playing it maybe the first time, however many times you've been listening to it, and you're just like, this is just not good. I do not like this.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm sitting here thinking, like, damn, but the artist was in the studio probably like, this is hot. You know, so, or were they not? Do they know that these songs aren't good and they're just putting it on there?
Yeah.
Like, they're just like, I just need to put some shit out there. Like, it's going to get plays regardless. Or do they really think they're putting something really crazy together and it just falls flat? You know, because I feel like if I was an artist, musician, I would imagine my goal for every album I make would be to make it a classic. That's what I would be striving for. But I'd want to put out the best product possible every single time I would put an album out. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like that's how I would approach it. And I would imagine a lot of artists do the same thing with their albums. I just wonder if some don't. Like, that's just like, they're just like, I'm not going to try to put something super crazy out there. I just want to put this out, meet my quota for the year. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm sure there are people like that out there.
I also think there may be label situations, right? So you look at Frank Ocean, right? Everyone talks about Blonde, but remember before Blonde, it was Endless?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people don't understand is Frank put out Endless, and he got my ass too. Endless was just some shit to put out just to get out of that label deal. I forget with which exact label, but he put that out just to get out of that deal. He got that.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that maybe as a musician, sometimes they're probably just like, you know what? Let's just pick these songs to get this shit over with because they have an obligation, a certain amount of albums to meet per label quota or whatever the case may be. So then you get that shit out the way.
Right.
Now, like, all right, this is what I want. So, like, you know, it's like some artists, I can't think of them, but you know, sometimes they have mixtapes that are better than their albums.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I've seen, you know, I can't remember specific names, but I hear about it all the time where, like, you know, a musician will get off a label contract and then they'll be like, fine, I can make music I want to make and type shit like that, which is like, damn, you can't make it before, but I get it. You know, labels are, you know, obviously probably want a certain sound or style. Whatever's popular, they're going to try to push that type shit. So, you know, I'd imagine it probably is a little suffocating for musicians when they're under a label that isn't supportive of individuality and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So, So that makes 100% sense. And yeah, there's plenty of times where like, well, also you got to think about like mixtapes, like a lot of those like samples aren't cleared. You know what I'm saying?
That's a
so
fact.
like, how many times have you heard a mixtape and the beat's just insane? And you're like, why isn't this on an album?
Yeah.
Because it can't get the samples cleared, you know? So that sucks, but like,
a label could probably get it cleared. That's the other part. I
don't even know what the process of getting these samples. I'd imagine you contact their estate, you know, or whoever holds the rights to the music. And then if they're okay with either the song it's being used in, and they're like, all right, cool. If they like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how, you know, I'm sure everyone decides differently. Like, I'm sure some people just want the cash. Some people don't want their music associated with someone they don't agree with. I don't know. But it sucks when, like, there's great beats out there and great songs that never really get to streaming platforms, like, not like SoundCloud, but like Apple and Spotify and shit like that, because of just sample clearage.
Yeah.
That's why you got to dig in the crates and go on Spinrilla, SoundCloud, scrolling.
Getting finger cramps.
Finding certain types of versions and this and that.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, no.
You know, sometimes I think about, so, you know, everyone has like a mixtape app, you know what I'm saying, to listen to shit. I have Spinrilla, right?
I have SoundCloud and I have, well, I don't know if audio.
I have SoundCloud too, but I don't really count SoundCloud. I guess I could. Though.
I have Bandcamp. Does that count as a mixtape app?
Is there mixtapes on there?
I think so. I don't know for sure. Continue.
Anyway, so I have Spinrilla, right? And I've had it for years now. And there was a time where I needed to delete Spinrilla. I needed space on my phone.
Yeah.
So I deleted Spinrilla, thinking that once I log back into my account, it's just going to be there again. No. I had so much music on that account. Singles, mixed, like shit I will never be able to find anymore. Lost it all. And so I re-downloaded Spinrilla. And it's just not the same.
Salty.
I don't even use it anymore, because every time I open the app, I just get upset that there's songs I will never, ever find. I don't even know how to find them. Like, I don't know what words to look up, like what artist they'd be under and shit. Yeah,
that fucking sucks.
Yeah. I think about it more than you probably think I think about it.
Every day?
Sometimes.
That's sad, bro. Because those mixtapes, those music are like memory timestamps for us too. Like, we remember specific parts in our life where we heard like certain things.
Absolutely.
Like, I remember when I was listening to the Good Fridays, man. I was in high school.
Bro,
yeah.
You know how
swag surfing.
Man.
Lil Wayne swag surfing.
Oh. Okay.
Sorry, because the original Swag Surf is not a mixtape song. The Swag Surfing on No Ceilings. Well, actually, I think it's on streaming services now.
No.
But for a while, it was on No Ceilings. It was a mixtape.
Right. You know, like people with like dementia and like Alzheimer's and shit like that. Sometimes, like I'm sure you've seen the videos, like where someone likes playing music from like their past and like brings them back almost, you know. Like I mean, obviously you don't know until you hear it and you're in that situation, but I feel like there's a couple songs or albums that I think can be played. If I was ever in that situation later on in life, God forbid, but if I am, there are some songs where I'm like, that will bring me back. I think Frank Ocean's Blonde, the whole album will probably be one of those. I'm sure an insane amount of Cudi songs.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I just thought about like what songs, like what, because I feel like it's gonna be songs that you really connect with now. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be able to pull that out of you later on. So, you know, sometimes I just think about like what songs like do I really feel like endlessly, not just like for the time, like, oh yeah, like this is a new song that came out, I'm really feeling it, but like I'm talking like when it came out, I was like, damn, and even now I can play it. Like, I could play Frank Ocean's Blonde at any point in time, and I'll always like, it's going to feel like I heard the song for the first time, I feel like, for me, personally. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, I think about stuff like that sometimes. Like, what's going to pull me out of that hole, you know?
I think for me, Graduation, that's my first hip-hop album.
Yeah.
First one. And I'm talking like, it was so, my brother left for the military, he forgot the shit there. Literally, bro, this is back. I put it inside of a TV to play the songs. Like, that's how fucking long ago it was. I just remember my parents being gone. I put in their TV and I was just jumping in that shit. Like, oh my God, this shit is crazy. Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
And my first music video I ever saw was The Good Life. Like a week, and then coincidentally, right when I heard that album, I went on there. I got on YouTube, and I forget how I discovered. You know, I was on Cartoon Network playing games. Somehow YouTube came up, and I typed in "Good Life," and after that, I was just like a wormhole of videos, bro. Video. Then I would go to my grandma's house, and on BET.com. I don't know if they still do it, but they would have like music videos listed because they used to do 106 in Park.
Yeah.
And you used to find music videos on music videos there, and I would always watch Chain Hang Low. That's some memories. I fucking love that song. I went through a Jibs phase.
I loved it, bro. That song
I love that. That shit is. That shit's still hard. I'm not gonna lie.
I remember watching that video, listening to that song.
Is it your chain? By 24 inches.
I wanted the chain, so
I let it hang right.
On my neck.
Hell yeah, that shit was raw. And then Kiss Kiss, Chris Brown. That's still one of my favorite music videos. I love the fuck out of that song. And Yo, Excuse Me, Miss. I also went through that phase because at the time I used to get nothing but ball fades. Everyone told me I looked like Chris Brown.
Yeah, so you were just trying to get.
I was embracing that shit. I was all right. He's gonna say, love it, kiss, 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 kiss. I was, and get it with me.
I remember when I was younger. One way I found, this is like all older hip hop, but VH1 used to do like
Sucker Free.
No, VH1 used to do like 100 greatest songs of the 80s, 100 greatest songs of the 90s, 100 greatest rock songs, 100 greatest hip hop songs. And then they had like the 100 greatest hip hop songs, right? And I remember, I obviously don't have this piece of paper anymore, but I started it at 100 and I wrote down every single song that was coming up on that feed so I could listen to it on YouTube later. And that's how I was able to discover so much older hip hop. Just from that, because I didn't hear any of that music when I was growing up. You know, my parents didn't play that for me.
Same.
So I had to discover it other way. So that was just kind of like my foot in the door. And then, like you said, once you get on YouTube and you start clicking on suggested videos, and you know, it's going on profiles, and you just find so much more music. So, man, I just thinking about it, like I just really enjoy finding new music. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something that it's just fun. It's like being what are they? Not an excavator. The people that find bones.
Archaeologists.
It's like being an archaeologist
of
for music.
I fuck with that. That's a very good analogy, and it kind of opens up a new feeling inside you too. Like especially if I'm trying a new genre, right? So when I first got into quote unquote alternative, you know, depending on how you want to call that, because I feel like depending on who you ask, it's kind of subjective. What's alternative, what's not. But like Rex Orange County for the first time, right? Or even Gus Dapperton. You sent me Gus Dapperton, and when I heard that shit, I was like, oh my God, like this feels completely different. Music gives you feelings. I listen to hip hop, depending on what kind, I get energy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a rhythm energy. I listen to that shit, I felt like, God, why is my heart tingling? This feels so good. Like,
I get you.
And there's the goosebumps with like when you hear a song you love for the first time. There's always those goosebumps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when I first heard fucking Runaway and I watched the video, I remember where I was at for that too. I was at my grandma's house. I think she still has the TV. Shit has no color or definition on it now. The shit is so old, it looks blurry, but little box TV, I remember because it was this huge event for the album on BET. It was like a movie that came with the shit. And I remember like, you remember that Phoenix? He was in there making a beat, and that Phoenix was in the room with him. That shit was crazy.
Bro, like
that shit was.
That's so cool.
It was raw. It was raw. Cool. And then he went on the VMAs and then performed it on the beat machine. I'm like, bro, this nigga crazy.
That era of Kanye, man, like Kanye is always gonna be Kanye, but that era of Kanye, he was like at the pinnacle of his power.
God,
bro, he was. Honestly, he's God.
Oh no, sorry, no, I meant like God. I was like, God damn, I just didn't finish it. Sorry.
Like, damn. I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you're looking at it. No, but yeah, bro, that was
nuts.
He had a chokehold on the game, like he killed the game and brought it back to life, and then put it back in a chokehold.
All wearing like fashion, like pink. That's when Yeezys were popping too. Oh my God, the Red Octobers. Red Octobers were popping around that time. Yeah, it was definitely a time, bro. That was. It
was a time, man. It was a time, and I mean, it still is a time, but. It's not as timely as that time was.
Definitely. Down to Crazy, but it's definitely not that time.
Crazy. It's not
It's not
Runaway though.
No, it's not Dark Twisted Fantasy. No. Another song that's a timestamp for me. Throwback. You ready? LL Cool J, Head Sprung.
Yo, I have that on here, bro. I was in my car.
We be up in the club. We be closer to back.
I didn't, bro. Like
the club.
A lot of songs back then, like, are harder than I feel like I remember them being. I guess when I was a kid, so wasn't really paying attention to it. But
you weren't dissecting the lyrics back then.
Nah, but you come back to it, you're like, damn, all right,
this shit was
fucking
Cool
tough.
J.
LL.
Right. I just watched his Drink Champ interview. I was talking to one of these older guys in my job like months ago, and I asked him who he thought his favorite rapper was. And I asked, obviously like myself, my opinion, a younger dude, an older dude. This older guy, I think 50s or 60s, he's saying LL Cool J is the GOAT.
That's not the first time I've heard that.
It was the first time I heard that. You think LL Cool J is like Pac, Biggie, he's the guy. And I'm like, wow. I guess obviously we missed the era. We weren't fucking there, but
yeah, we missed that.
But to my understanding, I think he's the one who kind of helped bring hip hop to a very big like commercial forefront. Like a lot of love songs and shit like that.
I feel like he was probably one of the first rappers to be like that in that lane.
Yeah,
like love songs and stuff. But I mean, I just know he was huge back in the day, like huge. And but yeah, that's not the first time I've heard that at all. At all. I feel like honestly, when it like for us, obviously, because we weren't in that era, we weren't even alive back then, but. It's hard for us sometimes, other than you got your Pacs and your Biggies and stuff like that, but it's hard for us to really understand the level that some of these rappers were at, and how good they were for their time. Because we listen to them now, and sometimes the music still stands for itself and everything like that. But I feel like sometimes we'll listen to it, it's like, oh man, like this is cool, but it's kind of basic. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like just whatever. But back then it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? And they're still talking about shit. I remember I was watching a Run DMC interview the other day, and they were talking about how like they weren't fucking with like MC Hammer and this like and Vanilla Ice and all that shit just because they were,
and KRS-One if I remember correctly.
They didn't mention him at the time, but they were just talking about like music, the type of music that they make, where it's just like not like hip hop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're like, yeah, we're from around the way, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I guess they really are from around there. But you just never really think, I guess, I never really thought of Run DMC as like those guys from the block. You know what I'm saying? But they were, at least during that time, So, I don't know. I feel like it's hard to really understand like what they were about because we weren't there. So when we see it now, it seems so watered down to what it is now, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I wouldn't even say watered down. I feel like maybe you could even say that's more authentic back then, because maybe it's not as authentic now. I really have no idea, but it's tough because you got old heads saying like LL is the GOAT, and it's us. It's like what? But we didn't experience it like they did. You know what I'm saying? Like so, he could easily be the GOAT. We really have no idea. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. That, and it's probably deemed more authentic then because. It was probably harder to get in, even though I don't like the whole gatekeeper concept. It's probably harder to get in back then. The internet makes it easier for people to assert themselves as rappers. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a sound for everybody out there. Yeah. I could put up a track right now and talk about something, and niggas finna like run that shit up. Probably.
Somebody will.
Somebody gonna play that. Cool. It's probably harder to get in, so there's that point. Two, I also feel like when we look at authentic or not, that era is probably considered more authentic because that's where everything started.
Yeah.
That's like the root of the tree.
Yeah.
That is now hip hop. That was the base, you know what I'm saying? And those are the guys who nurtured it, watered it, made sure it grew, passed on to others to where what it is now. So that era is always going to be considered more authentic or real than this era is. Or any era from now on ever, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was watching a Redman interview too.
That nigga is funny, bro.
Yeah, it was funny as fuck. But he was just saying though, like he was saying how back in the day, when it came to beef, like it really got handled in person. Because they didn't have like social medias like we do now. So, it really was that. Like you said some shit to somebody, like they would pull up to your show type shit. You know what I'm saying? Which is like, damn, but like how else are they gonna handle that? And also like I feel like that would stop a lot of people from claiming to be something that they aren't. Like nowadays, like anybody can claim to be anything online, because you don't know their life. You feel me? Like I'm sure there's plenty of rappers right now that are popular claiming this and that when they really aren't any of that. You feel me? So, but no one's really gonna run up to them like that. And you could talk all day long on the internet. And if you're able to squash a beef on the internet before someone steps to you, it's like
cool.
No one's gonna know. Exactly what I'm saying. So like you kind of almost had to be, if you weren't about it back then, you either had to become about it or you got pushed out the way type shit. So it's just a different era, man. Completely different era.
Which is a good thing and a bad thing, right? Because it's like it's harder to get in, so it's harder to like at that point in time, it was harder to get in, so like the rules are tighter. You had to come with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Versus like now, and we're not gatekeepers by any means. We not no hip hop stoppers or gate. These are just our thoughts.
I'm not even at the gate.
Right.
I'm not even at the gate.
So like, excuse me. Damn, that was gross.
Yeah. It was gross.
My bad, y'all. Just burped. Anyway, I was what the fuck was I saying? It's hard to get in back then, but it's also probably kind of good for the game and rap in general because it made you come with that shit. Right. Versus also now it's like everyone can do it, which is a good thing, but it's also like some of the shit is just butt cheeks.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably make the argument that the quality of the music has gone down. I mean, for a fact, there were rappers back then, I'm sure, that were
booty.
Trash too, or or just jokes or whatever. I can't name off the top of my head, but I'm sure they're out there. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it's just a lot easier to kind of get your music out there. I mean, you don't need a producer, an engineer. If you can learn how to do that yourself on YouTube. Do it yourself and put it out there. And say whatever you want. Have whatever type of sounds you want. So I mean, there's gonna be a lot more bad music out there nowadays just because there's so much of it that we're able to hear, because there was obviously bad music back in the day, but the radio is only going to be playing the hits. You know what I'm saying? The radio is not going to be playing all this trash shit. And even now, no one really even listens to the radio like that. So you got your streaming services, you got your SoundClouds, your Spotify's, Apple Music, YouTube, whatever the case is. Friends putting out music and shit like that. So you just trying to, there's just so much to consume, and I feel like a lot of it's just not that good yet. Everyone has to improve, but it's just, I guess it's easier. What I'm trying to say, it's easier to hear trash music now.
Yeah.
Versus back then.
Yeah.
Because you're not looking for trash music, but I feel like trash music finds us.
Yeah. Especially if you're actively on like Twitter, like what them do, the Florida boys, them white dudes with the hair twist. Island boys.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't listen to that.
Yeah, I don't peep that shit either. But speaking of now that we're talking about music eras, this is a perfect time to transition to our positive segment, man. I want to extend a happy belated birthday, man, to a gentleman who's considered the greatest rapper of all time, Jay-Z. Happy belated birthday. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it set the bar for a lot of people. And a lot of questions always come up. Is Jay really the greatest and all this other kind of shit? I think he's up there. I still think Project Pat is still one of the best rappers of all time. But the greatest at this point is also kind of up to who.
You think Project Pat's over Jay-Z?
I've been struggling with that, bro. Not gonna lie.
I wouldn't say so.
A lot of people.
I mean, but what do we? Those arguments are stupid.
And that's what I was about to say. Like, it's a wormhole.
Yeah.
Depending on who you talk to, the criteria is different. Yeah. And then you talk about contributions to music. But then, like, because my argument for Project Pat, holding myself accountable right now was like, oh, Project Pat, without the 3 6 Mafia sound, like hip hop is not the same, which is true. But also, like, without Jay-Z, Kanye don't pop off the way he does.
A lot of people don't pop off the way.
Rihanna don't pop off the way
I wonder, he does. Like, I think the thing about Jay-Z is, like, he's one of the few people where it's really just kind of undeniable the impact he's had on the game, the accolades he's had. It's just, you can't really, if you're denying it, you're just really being a hater. You don't gotta like the man. I'm not sitting here saying I'm like the biggest Jay-Z fan out there, but like it's really hard to say he's not one of the top MCs or just figures in the rap game. You feel me? Because of just the reach he has. So I think that's really what it comes down to. Is he's just too big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah, which is again, that's a very fair argument to make. So I've kind of toyed with that because I'm just like, both have strengths, both have weaknesses, of course, and both contribute a lot to the game. And really, the GOAT debate at this point is kind of like, and I was too young to understand this years ago. I think we all were. The GOAT debate is really pointless. Unless it's like objectively seen. Like, obviously, he's like one of the biggest, but again, depending on what category you bring up, you could always go tit for tat with whatever that you wanted.
Yeah.
So
Because you could argue Eminem's the best rapper of all time, just going off numbers.
Based off sales, Eminem's the greatest ever.
And he can rap his ass off too. So
you can, and you could damn near say that about Drake, because Drake got fucking numbers.
Say that about Drake. You could say that about Drake.
But you're not.
yeah, probably not. You could. You could.
You could.
So I'm saying it depends on how are you going off of records sold. Because there's a lot of trash artists that's had some hot records, so it's like
Vanilla Ice, that shit was.
He was popping off for a little bit, yeah. Or are you going off of lyricism? Because if that's the case, then there's probably some lesser known artists that would shit on the top rappers in the game right now, like Lupe Fiasco. Like I know he's not like lesser known, but like he's obviously not like
Pen is crazy.
Yeah, bro, he's what rap circles around anybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what's the criteria? You know, that we're going off of, like all that stuff. It's tough. It's tough because depending on what criteria you choose, the answer is gonna be different. You know what I'm saying?
How do you feel about when Lupe said that he's better than Kendrick?
He's a better rapper than Kendrick.
Yeah.
Kendrick just makes better music.
Yeah. Was that? Yeah, I think that's exactly what was said. Yeah. Yeah.
That's tough.
That's tough.
That's
I
tough.
don't even have an
I mean,
answer.
I don't really have an answer either. I mean, I guess I'd have to either listen to. It'd be great to get him on a song, and they could just go, trade bars, boom, 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 boom. That'd be wild. That'd be wild. But I don't know, because Lupe's got, bro. He could fucking flow, bro.
He got it, bro. He got it, bro.
Yeah, he's something else, man. So I don't know, because everybody knows what Kendrick does. You know what I'm saying? So
they consider him the GOAT too.
Yeah,
from our generation, I know people say that. Like I know the West Coast passing the torch, and shit. But like a lot of people.
But yeah, when it comes down to who is the greatest rapper of the 2010s, it's probably Kendrick. It's probably gonna be Kendrick. I feel like you might be able to say Drake was a bigger rapper.
Drake's been the biggest artist for the past 10 years, in my opinion.
But if the best rapper,
I would say
Kendrick. I can see Kendrick
over, and that's coming from me, who's obviously like
I know J. Cole fan.
Right?
You could say J. Cole too.
You could, but
I think Kendrick's had bigger records than J. Cole.
And Kendrick has a bigger impact. Like Cole has For Your Eyes Only, KOD, and Forest Hills Drive, cool. And Born Sinner came out in 2010 too. So that's 4 albums in the past decade. Mm-hmm. But To Pimp a Butterfly is fucking nuts.
Good Kid, Mad City, bro.
Good Kid, Mad City. Not even those, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying just off impact, because numbers are numbers. It's impact.
Right.
The impact to Pimp a Butterfly, like the shit he was trying, how different it was. Like the fact that this man thought, I'm gonna get in this room, I'm just gonna fucking scream. This shit is crazy. Like To Pimp a Butterfly to me gets in the nod over J. Cole. Like
I feel like. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like the other albums maybe tit for tat, even though Damn is like fucking phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Like that's nuts. I think The Pimp a Butterfly puts him a lot over the rest because that shit was so different, impact wise, and so sound wise. Like Cole, we kind of knew we were getting, but not really. KOD was a left curve. Yeah. For Your Eyes Only was kind of a curve too. You know what I'm saying? But like Off Season and Forest Hills Drive are kind of what we expected from him. They're great. Mm-hmm. Well, I think Forest Hills Drive better than the Off Season.
Right.
Personally, but. They're good albums, but I feel like To Pimp a Butterfly really just like some over the top, more than Damn. Because even though Damn was like a really good album, the stuff he's talking about on To Pimp a Butterfly, the shit he's trying on there.
Yeah, no,
out of this fucking world.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I guess for Kendrick, like, I think I just feel like you just never really know what you're gonna get when it comes to the albums, which is what I like that.
And it's
personally.
Always good.
Always good. He's always trying something different. I'm just super artistic dude, man. Just the way he thinks about things and kind of approaches stuff is just wild. So it's always an event. Like you were saying with J. Cole, you kind of have an idea of what to expect when you get the album. Not that it's bad. It's not, but you know, it's I would say he's a lot more set in his sound versus Kendrick, who's just a little bit more experimental when it comes to that. Concept wise and things of that nature. So
facts.
But yeah, man, Kendrick definitely gonna be. You could argue he's probably the top rapper of this 2010s, this generation.
For me, it would go Kendrick, Cole, and I flip Drake and Cole back and forth all the time. Because what
are we going off? Are we going off the biggest rapper? Or are we like that's because like
it's
tough.
It's
that's
tough.
why those
lists are kind of pointless. So it's like they're really for the sake of sparking conversation. Let me not say pointless, because I'm an avid for conversation. Of course, me, that's
definitely what the point of it.
What the point of it is, but also like I do put Wale number 4 though, because people shit on Wale a lot. I don't put him over Kendrick Cole or Drake, but people like to shit on Wale. One, his last album's pretty good, but also like Wale has had, and this will be our last topic before we get on to the next part, but Wale has had radio hits majority of our life.
Yeah, man. Wale's been consistent, bro. He's been consistent for sure, man.
Range too. He went from No Hands to Lotus Flower Bomb.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what it is with Wale. Like, I don't know if a lot of people would put him in that top 4. I could see it. I just don't think a lot of people would put him in there. But I feel like he just probably doesn't get the respect he deserves. I don't know why.
I don't
know why he doesn't. He just doesn't. I feel like every time he drops, it just doesn't get that type of traction that you think it would. But I still respect the man.
I feel you, 100%. Same. All right, moving on to our Check It Out segment.
Sorry, I just called you.
Oh, you're good. Check It Out segment, guys. The Check It Out segment is something where we want to present a certain topic or piece of news to you guys that you may or may not have known before that's kind of relevant to what's going on today. Today, this week on ISD, it is about Fred Hampton. It's ironic that I mentioned Jay-Z and I mentioned Fred Hampton because if you listen to Jay-Z, he has a lyric, and I believe it's... what song is it? Fuck, I should have wrote this down. Not No Church in the Wild. I arrived on the day Fred Hampton died. Real niggas is multiply. Oh,
wow.
Fuck, this is beating my ass. It's on Watch the Throne. I gotta find it. I arrived on the day Fred Hampton died.
Brief intermission.
Murder to Excellence. Yes.
That's another album that's probably gonna bring back memories too.
Oh my god.
That might be one of the biggest albums in hip hop history.
Who gonna stop me? Who gonna stop me?
Are they making another one?
That would be fucking great. Especially
I know on Donda they had like there's like a line.
Return of the Throne.
So it's like
what should be like if like the production style Kanye's in now? Cause this Donda production, dog. Shit,
bro. I just like, bro.
Crazy.
We're just getting so off topic, but Kanye's production, man, it's so full. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on 1 second. Let's finish Fred Hampton, and when we get to the music segment, we can jump back on that. All right. For those who did not know, Fred Hampton was the leader of the was a American activist. He came to prominence in Chicago as the chairman of the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party, and deputy chairman of the National Black Panther Party. In this capacity, he founded an anti-racist, anti-classist Rainbow Coalition, a prominent multiracial political organization that initially included the Black Panthers, Young Patriots, which organized poor whites, and the Young Lords, which organized Hispanics, and an alliance among major Chicago street gangs to help them end infighting and work for social change. Hampton considered fascism the greatest threat, saying nothing is more important than stopping fascism because fascism will stop us all. One of the great movies, great movie that came out it came out this year? Yeah, this past year was The Story of Fred Hampton. And that movie, bro, why am I blanking so much on topics today? I can't think of the name of that fucking movie.
I don't know, man. Calm down, though.
Yeah, sorry. God, this is blowing my mind.
It's all right, man.
All right, anyway.
We'll just put it in the description.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. I'm sorry, listen. I'm sorry, everybody. It just bugs the fuck out of me because I'm like, I should have did this ahead of time. Why don't I know that? Anyway, thank you. Phenomenal movie that pretty much depicted everything that essentially went on in his life, and his story is so great because he did all those things that I just read off you, and he only died at 21 years old. And hearing his story is so inspirational because of me being 20.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Thank you, Judas and the Black Messiah. If you have not seen that movie, please go see that movie. That movie is easily a 10 out of 10. And I'm like, I don't give a lot of 10 out of 10 for movies. I'm a self-proclaimed movie critic. I've watched a lot. That shit was a 10 out of 10. Lakeith Stanfield, Dane Kaluuya, they all did their thing, and it's a great movie, man. 10 out of 10. I definitely go watch it. But as I was saying,
what are your movie?
Like criteria?
Yeah.
Okay, so of course acting. There's storyline. There's like predictability that kind of goes with it, you know. A good balance of action too. Like I felt like it was decent. Like
you don't think that was predictable?
I mean, I knew the story ahead of time, so
it was predictable.
Kinda.
So
but
how is it a 10 out of 10 if it's predictable?
Yeah, let me finish. Okay, Twitter. Thank you. I think it was like obviously I knew the story about what was gonna happen, but the fact that I knew the story and I was still like, wow, this shit was really well told is still a really good thing too.
Right.
Like that.
Right.
That's why I watch like a lot of Justice League like animated movies. Like, and that's another reason why the Marvel franchise is so good. If you're a Marvel fan, you know what's about to happen, but it's the way you tell the story that makes it good. So, as I was saying about Fred Hampton, everything I just read off to you guys, he accomplished that all by the age of 21.
Which is wild. 21
years old. He was out here putting in work to make the world a better place. And I love that just based on the fact that, one, it shows a lot of sides, right? It's multi-layered. You can do anything you put your mind to. It doesn't take a bunch of people to, like, it doesn't take a bunch of money or anything like that to cause a movement for change at all. You don't have to have a bunch of degrees and be fancy. I don't know if he had a degree or not, but you don't have to, the story now today is you go to school, you get degrees, then you worry about, no, he just did it from the bottom of his fucking heart, and he stood on what he believed in.
Yeah, man.
But it also goes to show that if you become too much of a power outside of the system or the government, they will find ways to kill you and shut you down.
Absolutely, man. I mean, there's been evidence of that or examples of that throughout history. Not just with Fred Hampton, rest in peace, but all types of influential figures that just seem to be bringing the people together for a greater cause, which goes against obviously having us all together and working together as a people of the country is not as ideal as people would think it would be for the government. So they're gonna try to shut that down, as we've seen before. But I think, man, like it really just goes to show you that just that story and just his life. You're never really too young to do anything, for the most part, obviously. But like, and I feel like sometimes a lot of people might kind of feel that way, like, oh, like I want to do this, but like no one's gonna listen to me because I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. But like, no, just go for it. Like if you're bringing facts and if you're talking from your heart and you really are, mean what you say, like people are gonna listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Clearly with that right there. I mean, he was in his short life he had such an impact. Still talking about it today. Movie, you know what I'm saying? So like that could be anybody. You feel me? So I mean, that really is just some motivation right there, just to show that you just gotta, as long as you really believe in what you're doing. It can be successful and you can get to where you want to go. It's just that unwavering belief that you need to have, even if you're faking it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's a really big thing too. Like, just for a lot of people, just in life in general. You know what I'm saying? Just with how whether they're trying to reach a certain point in life or finish school, whatever, go to the gym, they're working towards like some weight goal, whatever the case is. Like you need to have that belief in yourself, even on days where you feel the worst about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't, because no one's gonna believe in you except you. You know what I'm saying? Like even if everyone can sit here and say that they're on your side, but at some point in time you're gonna be in the room alone. You know what I'm saying? Struggling through it alone. And at those points, you got to remind yourself that, like, what am I doing it for? You know what I'm saying? So, and keep that belief and keep that fire under you, even when it's so easy to put it out. And I can only imagine the times he's probably been alone in his room. Like, is this even worth it? Like, this is such a big thing I'm trying to tackle. Boom, 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 boom. And he had to sit there and be like, yeah, like, I could easily stop now, but I got to keep going and be a disservice to myself to slow down. You feel me? So.
Yeah,
definitely is a very motivating story.
This shit is
despite how it ended. Is that the Halloween thing upstairs?
I think so.
It's all right.
Whatever. Anyway, yes, Fred Hampton is someone who is very special, especially to the black community and to Chicago too. A lot of young revolutionaries or people that I've seen who really like stick up for this cause and people who really want to make a change in their communities. They definitely always reference Fred Hampton and different kind of things that he does.
I knew that was gonna happen.
So, big ups to Fred, man. And you talk about being alone and having change. Like that's something I'm going through now. I was talking with some friends about it. Like I've been sitting down, kind of just dealing with different things that I want to face on my own, and because of that, I've kind of had to look in the mirror a little bit lately and like reflect. So hearing those words of what you say kind of ring home for me because. Your worst enemy is always yourself.
100%.
You gotta lock in on yourself. You gotta tackle the things that hold you back from being the best you that you can. And I feel like he, obviously I don't know any of his personal demons, I don't know him personally, but just seeing what he was able to do, and obviously he was probably under more stress and duress than me and you are ever going to be. You know, he literally had people at his fucking head.
Yeah, he was trying to change the world. Yes,
he was trying to change the world, and literally had people try to kill him over like just his beliefs. So like I look at my struggle and think, I'm like, bro, like what? Like what the fuck am I talking about?
Yeah.
So
I mean, I get what you're saying, and although like what you're saying, I believe too, you know, where just understanding that you might be going through something right now, but that doesn't mean like it's the end of the world. You know, like there's plenty of people that have gone through worse and then gotten out of it. But that doesn't make what you're going through any less. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I want to put out there too. Like everyone's struggles are equal, you know, to themselves type shit. Like I could be going through something, you can be going through something, you could be going through something 100 times worse than what I'm going through, but that doesn't mean that my situation sucks or isn't shitty type shit, you know? So like definitely want to put that out there. But at the same time, like one quote, damn, this is really going.
Yeah, bro.
What is that?
I have no clue. But I'm gonna text him and see if they can.
It's all right, man. Don't want to. I see it in your face. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it don't matter. I'm focused.
Anyway, one quote that's really stuck with me since I've heard it was, "You suffer more in your head than you do in reality," which is real, which is so real. Like, might be one of the realest things I ever read in my life, because you do. You really do. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll be there and you'll be in a situation, you'll overthink it like a motherfucker, right? Thinking of every just worst thing that could happen just to see none of that shit happen. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you're trying to fuck with someone, so like, oh, they're probably doing this, and that, fucking with this, and that. No, they weren't. They're at the crib. There we go.
Thank God.
Nice. Anyway, like, or you know, like you think, oh man, I just fucked up at work. I might really hear it when I get back tomorrow. They don't say a word about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like everyone's their own worst enemy, you know? So if you can remind yourself that like the way you're feeling in your head and what you're thinking about probably isn't happening or isn't going to happen, I think it's going to be a lot easier to kind of just let things go, you know, and not stress as much as people do. And that's something I always got to work on too, you know, just kind of reminding myself. But that's definitely, that quote has definitely helped me out when I've been feeling down or I've been feeling a little anxious and stuff like that. It's just like, got to remember that like I'm making it a lot worse than it probably is. You know,
100%. I've definitely done that before, many a time. So with all that being said, man, rest in peace to Fred Hampton. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you for changing the world in the best way that you can. I pray that we can all set an example that he has, whether it be in our own individual lane, so we can all make the world a better place.
Yes.
All right, moving on to music. You were saying about the Donda production. I brought up something about the production on Donda. What were you going to say in those lines?
I was just going to say that Kanye's production is just, it's so full. That's why I like it. You know, like it's really, you could listen to the beats themselves and get an experience, you know, then the words just kind of add to it. But I just like the way he approaches it. You know, it's just, it really is something. It's not just a bunch of just drums and hi-hats, you know, it's more than that. He's not the only person that does it either, but it's just so full. And I think that's what really separates him from a lot of other people, where you can just tell that he really, each beat is something, it probably took so much time. So much time.
Because, bro, that off the grid, that shit
is wild.
Cool.
It's wild, man.
Crazy. And on top of that, I think he does a good job of bringing out the best of artists of different styles. Like, I can never imagine him working with an artist like Fabio Foreign. Like, it's so different. Like,
yeah, I know.
He's worked with Pusha T. He's worked with Drake. He's worked with Kendrick. He's worked with Playboy Cardi.
Worked with them all, man.
Fabio, like, but he brings the best out of everybody.
I mean,
not even West Side Gun, but like West Side Gun was on that album too. Like, I mean,
he probably doesn't let you do anything. But you know how many times they've probably like submitted lyrics or whatever, and he's like, no,
like
no.
Like that Soulja Boy shit.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm sure that there's no choice but to bring your best when you're working with Kanye, you know, or at least what he thinks your best is. So,
yeah, that's a fact. So, musically, bro, what you been listening to lately?
Lately, man, I'm probably gonna get some fire for this, but 87 Stingray by Tory Lanez.
Oh, really? I didn't know he put anything out.
He dropped 2 singles.
It's tough.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No, I like it though. Like it's an 80s. It's an 80s song.
So he sampled it, or he's like,
no, it's not an 80s. It's not sampled from an 80s song. It's just that vibe.
Okay.
It's good though.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's good. Okay. It's a good song. Clams Casino. Do you know who that is?
No.
He's a producer.
Tough?
Yeah. I mean, he's not rapping. It's just like sounds and shit. But yeah. Clams Casino worked with ASAP Rocky back in the day. That has a really like dreamy production. Yeah, never mind.
I'm listening to you, bro.
No. It's hard to explain.
Okay.
It's hard to explain.
Okay,
but
okay.
I'll send you the album though. You can listen to it and see what I'm talking about.
Bet.
What else have I been listening to, man? CEO Traily. I don't know.
That sounds familiar.
I sent you this.
Did.
Yeah, Happy Halloween C4.
Let me see the cover. I think I did try it out for a little bit. It wasn't bad.
Bangers.
I didn't revisit it, but it wasn't bad.
It's got some bangers on there, man. For me.
Yeah.
So I've been listening to that. What else have I been fucking with?
I see one on there that we both fucking with. That Yellow Tape 2.
This is actually Yellow Tape.
That's
I do have Yellow Tape 2 on here.
Oh, sorry. I'm kind of far. Yo, that's something about me.
Bro, Key Glock, bro. I'm surprised he's not bigger than he is, man. I'll be real with you.
He's crazy.
He's a dog, man, for real. I'm sure he'll pop at some point in time. Not that he hasn't already popped, but he'll get to that point. All right, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Damn, you over here just.
My bad.
I get it. I understand. No, the house is burning.
The deluxe.
Mm-hmm.
The my favorite one on deluxe pack is that one. Is the R.I.P. Young remix with Juicy J and Project Pat. How'd you know?
Because Project Pat's on it. Yeah, that's really good. I was Deep Blue with Nudie.
Yes,
bro. Young Nudie's that guy, bro.
Tough.
He's that guy, man.
Yes.
It's wild because I played it for some people. They're like, I don't really like it. I'm like,
nah, I like
out
it.
Of here.
I like it. Nudie is different. You gotta have a certain palate for Nudie, though. I feel like.
Yeah. I get why people wouldn't really necessarily listen to him, but I listen to him.
Yeah, definitely.
What else? I feel like that's pretty much it. If I'm being real with you.
I heard one song got the new ESTG, the Hitmaker.
I listened to that the other day, that album the other day.
How's the whole album? I'm hearing good things about the album.
I like it. It's a sound, you know what I'm saying? Like it sounds like him. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no.
But I like it. I mean, if you're into that type of music or that you're in that mood, it's definitely some shit you want to put on, bro. I was in the gym moving just all types of weight, disrespectfully, bro. It was insane. So definitely hard. What else? Because I know a lot of shit dropped.
Yeah, it's hard.
Sometimes I just feel like I'm so behind on the drops, but like, bro, honestly, like there'll be times I'll be like, all right, like I see Polo G dropped, ESTG.
I still haven't heard that Polo G.
Nardo. I probably should listen to Nardo, but like I'll be looking at like the new drops. I'm just like, damn, like
it's a lot, bro.
It's a lot, but at the same time, it's like, I don't even want to listen to any of this stuff. You know, not that I don't like. It's just so much time is gonna be dedicated to having to listen to this. But at the same time, there's been so many times where I've listened to like new drops, different artists, and they just sound very similar, which is kind of frustrating.
Especially like the street sound. I feel like for certain rappers, like everybody like a street killer, and I feel like some people are kind of have a hard time separating themselves from that lane.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you can definitely rap about shit like that and have your own lane. I mean, like 21 Savage and shit like that. Like he obviously talks about it, but it's himself. I just think you have to be. I think right now there's a sound. I don't know what sound that would be, but there's like an obvious sound that is popular that I feel like a lot of people are trying to mimic, and they're talking about the same shit, which is making it tough to really separate yourself. Like you could talk about that stuff. It's how you're talking about it, you know, and your sound and things. And I think that's what is really separating people, because you got, like, just for example, like 21 Savage and Young Nudie, right? They talk about a lot of the same shit. They do not sound the same at all. You know, and that's what it is right there. Instead of trying to ride the wave of what's popular and just and like trying to get bread off the current popular sound, like if you can make your own sound that's going to separate yourself from the pack, you know, I think people are going to appreciate that way more than just you being another drop in the bucket. You feel me? So I think that's really what it is. So that's what happens a lot of times when we listen to like the newer artists, not even newer artists, but just the newer drops. So even sometimes artists I don't even really know, but I'm just like, I'll give it a try. I'm just like, damn, like I'm not feeling this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's tough, though, because at the same time, as much as I want to listen to, like, new hip-hop, there's so many other genres, you know, that I'm just, every time I look, I go on, like, I guess for Apple Music, it's like this. Yeah. I have, like, all those genres and shit.
That's beautiful. I'm sorry. I love the new interface.
Of Apple?
I kind of miss Apple Music. I rock with Tidal because Tidal does give artists a little more than other streaming apps. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's not everything because streaming still does kind of fuck artists a little bit. But Tidal, Apple Music's new layout is fucking gorgeous, bro. Yeah, man. It's nice. It's simple. It's to the point.
It's colorful.
Yes. I love it.
No, it's nice.
Has layers to it.
But yeah, bro. I mean, it's so much music to consume. You know, it's almost overwhelming sometimes. Yeah, because like you want to listen to hip hop, and then I'm like, damn, what's popping off in the new country station? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What's going on in the pop area? Or what's going on? And I guess if you don't really listen to that type of stuff, then you don't really care. But I like music, you know, so I'm gonna go and try different things out. But it's tough, you know. Sometimes I wish there was just like a top song. I guess there is a top songs from each genre, but even that takes a long time because you're not gonna like everything. I don't know, man. Yeah. I'm just picky, bro. At the end of the day.
Yeah, it's weird because you're like,
you know what I wish? All right, so like, I'm sure Tidal has this too, but you have like radio stations you can like play.
Yeah.
Stuff. So there's this for use that there's like my station, which is supposed to play songs that are like I like and things, and it does. But it doesn't always like it plays songs I already have or I've listened to a lot. Mm-hmm. It doesn't always play songs that like I might like. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or like, oh yeah, like you don't have this on your library, but you might like it. Sounds similar. Like it doesn't do that all the time, which I wish they would.
Tidal starts it automatically.
What do you mean?
Like I like this Buyer Side, Clay and Blicky, I think is how you pronounce it. Because a lot of times X is silent with a lot of these rappers. They put X in the middle, the X be fucking silent. Do you know how to pronounce that? I'm saying Blicky.
Yeah.
Because the X is...
Well, how would you even pronounce that?
Blexy.
Yeah.
Anyway, no disrespect to this artist. No. Yeah. But Tidal start automatically. Like I'll play a song. And then, like, if it's, like, one single or whatever, it'll replay it sometimes. But then after that, it'll just automatically start a new radio after. And I'm just like, okay, like, it's a wormhole for me. I love it.
It does that. You can do that, too. And, that does what you're saying. That definitely brings new stuff out there. So I guess I'm just really being really nitpicky on the station itself. But, yeah, no, Apple Music does that, too. That's a good way to find new music, too, or just music you haven't listened to. You know, I think that I do that all the time where you just put a song that you like on. And then have similar songs play afterward, and then you'll be like, "Oh shit, what's this? What's that? You know." So it's really nice.
Yeah, definitely. Musically, I've been bro, that Kaytranada, that shit is nice. He dropped a little 3-song EP.
I heard one of them.
Oh man, it's nice. And this is like my first Kaytranada that I've like not my first time I ever heard him, but first time I sat down and like listened to one of his projects. That Be Careful with Thundercat and that Joe Makami is nice too. Like. This project is nice.
So you gonna go back and revisit some of his other projects?
Yes, I am.
Yeah,
I think I am. Because now that I'm DJing,
I think you should. I think you'd like them.
Now that I'm DJing, I'm trying to expand myself. I'm expanding myself musically. I'm trying new things. I'm listening to all different kinds of shit. Like if you look at my recently played, it's because you know me, you know what I listen to, but it's so much different stuff. So I've like the internet. Then there's ESTG. Then there's Michael Jackson. Then there's like Section 80. Then there's Chicken and Beer. Then it's Illmatic. Then it's Who Won't Smoke, the remix. By the way, I'm going to put you on the spot again. Who had the best verse on the remix? It was Herb, Dirk.
On the remix?
Yes, Herb, Dirk, Savage, and Nardo Wick. Who do you think had the best verse?
Probably Dirk. Yeah.
It was between him and Herb for me.
No, it was always Dirk for me.
Herb
was nice, but
did you watch the video too? I think the video added...
I think I watched it like once.
The video I love the video. The video added to more to Her's verse. Plus at the end, I didn't, everyone was like, what the fuck is that? The little 4 count? Those were his chains.
I know.
And I was like, yo, that shit cold. He did the video. He was like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, this nigga crazy, bro. Oh my God. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
House is Burning, Yellow Tape 2, a little bit of Certified Lover Boy, kind of coming off that a little bit. Not For Sale, Femme Dot, tough.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very tough project. Big fan of that, man. Hitmaker by ESCG, and he's not one of my favorite rappers, but someone I'm a big fan of, YB and Cordae. Yep. He just released some shit with Lil Wayne. That shit tough.
Yeah.
That shit is tough.
I like what Cordae's doing, man.
I love Cordae.
I think it's just Cordae now.
Correct. Sorry, it is just Cordae. He separated himself from the YBN collective. Do you feel like he had to do that?
I mean, I guess so. I mean, because I know it was what, him, YBN, Jay,
and Namir.
I mean, yeah, like I don't even know. I guess they started off as like a little group collective.
They did.
Yeah, I mean, they don't even make music together like that anymore, do they?
They broke up. That's why he dropped the YBN.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's no point. I mean, I feel like he's already leveled up so much more than they have anyway. You know, there's really no point in keeping that.
Yeah.
On your name.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah. Plus, like, if you go back and like listen to, did you ever listen to them when they were a collective?
I'm sure I have.
I listened to it a little bit, and you could kind of like clearly see who was the
better of the three.
Of the three, yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, musically, man, that's what I've been on. Like I said, the hardest thing, one thing is kind of tough, is organizing your music library. Like Apple and Tidal does it for us, but like in like my DJ program, that shit is tough. Like it all depends how you want to organize. Like right now, like my shit looks like serial killer almost. Like I have. Because there's intros where it provides you like an 8 count of the beat prior leading into the song, so it's easier to mix so you can beat match it. But then I have it all organized by artists, and then artists in alphabetical order. And then there's special mix that I made. Like I was gonna do this lady's birthday party for her son. It got canceled, so like I have this just random list of just like Bad Bunny and J Balvin mixed in with like a little Drake in there and shit. Like and then I have chill rap, I have boom bap, I have turn up shit, I have throwback shit.
That's what you gotta have, man.
God, it is just like nuts, and and I'm realizing like this is the tip of the iceberg. That's not even all the music that I have.
Yeah,
like or all the music that I want to put in there. I realize there's gonna be songs that I'm gonna have to play that I don't want to play.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like I dread the day where I'm gonna have to play like some Lil Uzi. There's only one Lil Uzi because I'm not a fan. There's only one Uzi song that I really like. I'm not trying to be a hater, but just. Speaking freely, like it's a Strawberry Peels. That shit is crazy.
That's the only song you like?
Yeah, he just don't. That's
the only song you like.
He just don't do it for me, bro. He don't do it for me.
What is it about Uzi that you don't like?
I don't know. It's just the overall, it's the vibe of the energy of the music. It just don't do it for me, bro. I don't know. It's just not my cup of tea. So,
I understand.
Anyway, this ain't a podcast about how we don't like certain artists. So, yeah, musically. That's pretty much what I've been on lately.
Yeah, bro. Same shit for the most part, if I'm being real with you, man.
Yep.
Just been cooling for the most part.
Definitely.
Actually, I mean, I've been listening to playlists. Hella playlists.
I have not been, actually. I should
it
probably
just helps. I mean, it's just different, you know, because like it's something I could put that on or whichever one I'm listening to, you know, and it just breaks up what I've been listening to. Because obviously, when you're picking songs yourself, you tend to kind of just play the same shit. You know what I'm saying? I go back to the same albums, you know? So if I'm like, damn, like, I don't want to listen to that again, let me go put a playlist on. It's just some, like, because they put the music in there unless I play someone like a friend's playlist. But, like, they update it constantly, you know, like, there's songs that I do not know that are on there. Like, that's how I find a bunch of stuff, too. And if you're trying to get into a certain genre, that's the perfect way to do it. Because you're going to be listening to, like, just the good songs of that genre for the most part, depending on what type of playlist you put in there, so you don't have to like try to find the good songs and then get tired of doing that, you know?
Yeah, that's a fact.
So definitely recommend you start listening to more playlists.
Definitely. It's probably helped me DJing too, because the one thing I stress out about right now when I DJ is like, what song do I play first? What am I gonna play first? Like that be the thing in my mind, like what's first? Oh my God, what's first? Once I get that first song out, I'm Gucci after that. I'm Gucci because that sets the tone for whatever else I want, which is why I'm glad I organized my library the way that I did. Because if I have songs that just give you like a chill rap vibe, if we just like say we all kicking it in my apartment, whatever, we smoking, we cool, whatever. Like I'm not finna play no fucking Lil Uzi if we all just cooling. I could. Really, the DJ I feel like sometimes can set the tone too. Yeah. But I also try to read the room a little bit. Like everyone's just chilling, whatever. I may play some chill rap. You know what I'm saying? If it's some hype shit, we at a party. I'm Funito.
On repeat.
Funny. Just that's it.
That's it.
I want to make a Chicago mix too. That shit be nuts. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
It's gonna have like some Juice on there, some Valet. You knew what it was.
I can't wait.
Yes. All right. Last part. What do I want to tackle first? How do you maintain a balance between? How do you maintain a balance in between like capitalism, right? Money and all the other kind of shit. How do you maintain a balance between having like making money, but also like having integrity?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't even think I do a good job at it, to be honest with you. Because there'll be times where I'm in money mode. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm like, fuck, like, I just want to say fuck all of this and just go do what I want to do. It's like, fuck it. I don't need your job. I'm going to go do this instead. Right. But then it's tough, man, because like there'll be times where I want to do that where I'm just like, damn, like, what if I just move? Like, what if, like, why can't I just like say, like, you know what, I'm just going to dip. Figure it out when I get there type shit. You know, at the same time, that sounds great and all. But then in my head, I'll also be like, but I'm going to need money for that. I'm going to need money for this. I'm going to need money for that. I'm going to need people to do this. This is how am I going to figure that out? So it's just like, that is a constant thought, I feel like, for me and for a lot of other people, is you may want to do all this wild shit, but then it comes down to money. We're like, yeah, I'm just going to take like a year and I'm just going to go travel, backpack abroad, do something crazy. But then it's like, but when I come back, like what's my situation going to be? What's my financial situation going to be like, you know? So I don't know how I balance that, because I don't even think I really do balance it. That's something I need to work on, to not almost be like, I don't think I'm a slave to money. But I mean, I work a lot though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I work a lot, so maybe I am.
You got shit to pay for though.
That's what I'm saying. Like I can't not work because you got shit to pay for. You got a phone, car insurance, food, gas. Like there's things you need to buy and pay for. So it's hard not to, you know, do things for money. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that you shouldn't be doing things for money. Like, you should have a job, and eventually you're gonna be doing either you're gonna have a job or whatever you're doing. You know, whether that's your passion, is still gonna bring in money. So either way, you're working for money. You know what I'm saying? So there's that.
I think it depends on how you make the money. That's the thing.
Right.
The integrity with it. Right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't think I'm not gonna. I probably won't try to go against my morals.
Hell no.
I've loved the job because of that, where I just didn't agree with how they
no.
were doing shit. So I was like, nah, I'm good. But I think biggest, I honestly, you know, I really been considering doing this lately. It's just like taking a step back from all social medias, because like I feel doing that will take all those feelings of I need more away. Because you go on Instagram or Twitter and shit, and you see someone doing this, or you see, you know, you hear someone tweets that they just did that by this age, or, you know, you see someone post on Instagram, oh, they're on vacation, you know, and they post like every month they're somewhere else, but that's, you know, and then you're just like, damn, like, I'm still trying to get that. I'm older than them, or I haven't gone on vacation in 2 years, and then, you know, you're going like, what am I? You know, those feelings of you're not doing enough and you need to do more would I feel like would at least lessen a little bit. Not being on social media constantly, seeing everyone try to portray themselves as being as good as, you know, as best as they are, you know, and a lot of times it's not the case whatsoever, you know. But it's hard to even knowing that people are like people are fabricating the life that they're living. You know, it's still tough, because you're like, damn, what if they aren't, type shit. And then, you know, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just those subconscious, like, self-doubt, you know, sometimes in your head that you got to kind of tackle. And I think a lot of times with what we see, just how things are pushed and what's deemed important to us now, according to society, you know, it makes us feel like we need more and more and more and more and more. And one of my coworkers yesterday was telling me, he was like, he was talking about some book that he was reading, but he was just saying how when people get to a certain point, you have a goal, work, and you get to that goal. It's hard to enjoy the moment, because now you reach that, you're like, all right, now I need to get here. Now I got here, what's next? Where am I going now? So it's hard to really enjoy that moment of you succeeding and getting to that point, because in your head and in many other people's heads, it's like, okay, now I need more. You know, like this can't be the only thing. So it's hard to really enjoy the moment. You know, and I feel like that's what happens with us when we go on, like, you know, social media, and not even just social media, but just like capitalism and how we view things. Like, okay, I got a car, I need a bigger one. Got a three bedroom house, need a 4-bedroom, need a pool, need movie theater, and you know what I'm saying, all this shit in there. And it's just like you just always need more. But when is enough? I mean, that's gonna be different. Fact. That's gonna be different for everybody, that's obviously. So I mean, it's tough, man, because like, as much as I want to just be uber successful, I just want to succeed. Yeah. So I don't not necessarily like a billionaire. Like I don't need to be. I mean, that'd be crazy, but that's not the goal. I just want to be successful in whatever my adventures are and be able to live comfortably. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I also just want to like live in a shack on a beach and just fucking chill and just do whatever I want to do. You know what I'm saying? But so it's like there's two sides to the coin. There's this one side where you're just super successful and you're working, accomplishing so much this and that. But on the other side, it's like, but is that even like what life's about? Because if I'm mad busy doing this and that, and I'm succeeding, if I'm just mad busy, there's gonna be a point I feel like where I'm gonna sit down, you know, later in life and be like, damn, like, yeah, I did a lot, but did I even enjoy it?
Did you enjoy? Excuse me. Did you enjoy your journey?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the thing, because if you constantly have more in your head, it's gonna be hard to enjoy the journey. Because like I said, once you get to that one goal you had, you're automatically thinking of the next goal to hit. You know, so even if you're at a party celebrating you, everyone else is happy for you, but in your head you're like, all right, damn, okay, like what am I doing tomorrow? Like what am I doing tomorrow? What am I gonna be working towards? Boom, boom, boom. Like what do I need to get done? So it's hard to sit there and enjoy it. But if you're not so caught up on that and success and accomplishment, it'd be way easier to enjoy something because you're not thinking about what you're doing tomorrow. It's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow, but I'm gonna enjoy this right now.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, what's more important? Being able to enjoy the moment or to be able to succeed as much? It's tough. It's tough. So, I mean, I don't know how to answer that because I don't think I balance it well at all right now. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Same.
I don't know, man.
Same. I'm trying to do that too. I'm trying to find that balance because like life is short as fuck. Yeah. So you want to maximize it the best you can, but it's like which way you maximizing it. Exactly. And obviously some things will never, ever. I will never do certain things for bread, ever.
Like what?
Like I don't know. Like certain things that just sacrifice my integrity, my morals, or what I stand for. Like I would never bring some bullshit on this platform just to get a bunch of clicks. There are certain people I would never let on this show. Well, you about to ask me something nefarious? Go ahead, ask it.
I'm not gonna ask nothing.
Yeah, you are. Go ahead.
I
see look on your face.
This is a look of interest into what you're saying.
You about to ask me some real villainous shit, weren't you? Yeah, okay.
Because I want to go against your morals and integrity.
So, I mean, I think everyone has a set of rules of things that they will just never do. But
yeah,
and we all forget there's times where it does test you. You know what I'm saying? Where it's
absolutely.
Like, am I doing this? Am I doing that? You know what I'm saying? Some stuff, especially in like this working world, if you're not working for yourself completely, you definitely put in some positions where it's like, this violates my morals, but I have to stick through this because I got to do X, Y, and Z. Either you got kids to pay for or you got rent to pay for, some shit like that. Like you guys just got to do it. And it fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. So I think, I guess everyone's formula is different. Everyone's answer is different, but I just think as long as you stick to your morals and your guns and you not letting money out here run your fucking life, you'll be okay.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's easier said than done.
Way easier said than done, especially if you got shit to pay for it.
Especially if you got shit to pay for it, especially with how today is with inflation, just and all that bullshit, man. Like it's tough, bro. Because like, yeah, as much as you want to be like, don't let money control your life, it's hard. It's hard when you got, like you said, when you got bills to pay, things that you need to hit, rent's due, you need food, kids need food, clothes. This is like, how is money not going to control your life? Mm-hmm. Because you need money to get those things. So it's like, fuck, like, well, I need to work to provide for my family, or I need to work so I have a a house over my head, a roof over my head. You know, you need to work to get those things, whether that's clocking in every day, or that's using, you know, your creative side and doing this, like, or doing whatever. Like, you need to work. You know, like, no one, unless you're just born in a very fortunate situation, like, no one just has it. But even then, like, you might have it, but somebody worked for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't just have it.
That's a fact.
Someone has to work for it.
That's a fact.
You know, so I don't know, man. I guess it's kind of comes down to what's important to people. You know, I mean, society's obviously made a point to show what's important to people. You know, getting the newest electronics. You know, getting the newest cars, getting, you know, shoes on the daily. This and that. Like, yeah, everyone likes that. So I like getting new shoes. I like getting a new phone. You know, it'd be great if I can get a new car every year and shit like that. But then it's like, is that necessary?
Mm-hmm.
No. You know, so I don't know, man. It's tough because some people just like new stuff. That's great. But, you know, that's a lot of money you're spending, you know. But that doesn't mean that you should just never, you know, spoil yourself a little bit. You know, you should never. And if you're working hard as fuck and you got the bread for it, like, go crazy. I'd buy something nice for myself. I know I earned it. You know, so I mean, it's tough, man. You don't want to be a slave to it, but at the same time, like, if there's certain things you want in life, you kind of have to get into that mode every now and then. You know, I don't know, man. It's just it's tough. But I wouldn't even call people a slave to the money. Like, I wouldn't call people that. You know, because I get that mentality, where you're just like, I'm just grinding. I'm just trying to make as much money as possible. You know, because that's gonna set me up in the future to be more comfortable and better, and so I could focus on other things. You know what I'm saying? So I saw someone say they're not chasing money, they're chasing the freedom that comes with having money. You know, because you have a lot of money and you're able to, you know, it's a lot less worries you got to deal with.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? You could possibly, if you own a business, you could pay people to run that business for you. So that's just more time you got. You know?
Money is really just liquid opportunity.
Man.
It's just opportunity.
Mm-hmm. It allows you to put your foot in the door. It gets you in more places, you know, most of the time. So, I mean, I think that's what it is. You know, I think that's what it is. I'm not chasing money, but the freedom that comes with having money is what I'm chasing.
Facts.
You feel me?
Facts. All right, moving on from that. What we gonna wrap up with today? What we always wrap up with? Talk about them Bulls.
Best basketball team ever.
It could be.
No.
Why the fuck not?
It could be.
Why the fuck
Probably
not?
not.
Why the fuck not?
I mean,
bro? We looking fantastic right now. We went into Brooklyn.
We went
took
to
that shit.
Madison Square Garden and Barclays.
And took that shit.
Fucked them up, man.
Bing bong.
Fuck bing bong. Beep beep.
Facts. I like it. We look so fucking good, bro. It's still surreal, bro.
I thought you were talking about us. I was like, nah, bro, I haven't got a haircut in weeks. Nah, but yeah, the team, Chicago Bulls.
It's so surreal, bro.
Yeah, bro. I was watching the game yesterday, and I was just like, damn, like, we're really good.
We are fucking out here. And at first, I'm like, I knew we was good, but I was like, okay, like,
we'll probably be like struggles. 4th, 5th seed, right. You know.
I said third. We are number 1 seed.
Yeah, bro, we're good, bro. And we even have AC. We
barely had him last night.
Yeah, he was out for like first 2 quarters.
Pat Williams out for the rest of the
season. Oh my God. So we weren't even at full strength yesterday. We were still beat them. You know what I'm saying? Still beat them.
I can't wait till we play Golden State again.
DeMar DeRozan
looking like
has
MVP
been
candidate,
playing
bro.
Out of his mind since the season started, bro.
Real life, bro.
Out of his mind. I feel like this is the best I've ever seen him play.
Even in Toronto, like he hooped. He's always been a hooper to me, but even in Toronto, like this nigga's going crazy.
Like I don't know what it is. I maybe probably just because he's on the Bulls now, so I'm watching him a lot more. But like it's just every time the ball's in his hands, I feel like he's gonna score.
Yeah.
You know, like when he gets inside the 3, it's like
that shit is money too.
It's nasty, bro.
With the spin moves, he was playing the Knicks. I forget who was guarding him. He went off the screen, went left, went behind the back to the right, spun back over. What?
it's
disgusting,
bro. It's funny because he was supposed to be the worst signing in the offseason, which is just wild to me.
Which I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think it was a worst signing. I was not a fan of it at first though.
I was not. I will admit. When I saw we had him, because I knew exactly. I had an idea of what they were trying to do. They were trying to get someone on the inside that can score that too consistently as possible, and that's no one says more. No, he's probably one. Is he the most consistent? I wouldn't say he's the most consistent. One of the most consistent
in the 2-point range.
Yeah.
Oh, at this point, yes. I hadn't watched all the other games, but yes.
Yeah, I mean he has to be. He has to be. But
he's leading the league in fourth quarter points.
Yeah, I know. Just insane. Wild.
Fucking these niggas up, bro.
But anyway, regardless, I was geeked when I found out we signed him. To be honest with you, because I was like, all right, bet that's gonna take pressure off Zach. You know what I'm saying? And we got something that's deadly in the 2, in the mid range. Zach can take care of it, and he can shoot the 3 too. He was hitting 3s yesterday. So I mean, like it's just another score. Like what Stacey King said. He's another number 1.
Yeah, literally. We have 3
1A, 1B.
We have 3 number 1s because Vooch was a number 1 back in Orlando.
Exactly, and Vooch has been going crazy this recently.
The first game, what game was they played before this one? The Knicks.
The Knicks.
He busted the Knicks ass.
Yeah, bro.
It wasn't good as game as this one was, but he fucked the Knicks up.
Yeah, no, he had a better game. I'd say that game than this game.
Yeah. Oh, facts.
And the game before that one.
Facts. When he got back from COVID,
nasty. And then Io.
Telling you, bro, Kobe.
What? Man.
I love Io be blocking the shit out of shots. That boy athlete.
Bro, and our defense, bro.
Phenomenal.
I was watching the game. I mean, it's always been there, but like I was watching the game yesterday and I was just like, fuck, man. Like they are menaces on the defensive end. Like I would be so frustrated going against Lonzo. Always Caruso just in the passing lane, putting hands on the ball, and it's like, nope, it's mine. Like this is crazy, bro. Blocking shots, like the effort's there.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's nice to see you can obviously see the change in mentality on a winning team versus the non-winning team. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's just trying harder. There's no egos on the team. You know, one thing I love to see is that at any point in time, Zach could take the last shot, DeMar could take the last shot, Vooch could take the last shot, but no one's like, this is my team. I'm taking the last shot no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone's hot, give them the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't even be. I'm sure Zach could score 10 points and DeMar go for 50, and Zach could be the happiest person for him, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you want to see on the team. That's what you want to see on the team, where everyone just wants to play. Everyone's trying hard. You know, there's zero selfishness on this team. Like, because everybody just knows if you can play together and take that ego away, you guys are gonna be a problem, and they are a problem.
Can't nobody beat us once we get the only team I see right now that's obviously Golden State. They fucking everybody.
I think we would have beat Golden State if we had Vooch. We didn't have Vooch. If we had Vooch, I would, because I don't think they would have been able to do anything about it.
Yeah, I watched the whole game. Yeah, they were too small, but also they just doubled Zach and DeMar.
Yeah,
and Lonzo wasn't really hitting like that either.
Yeah,
so yeah, it'd have been. Bro,
it was a tough game. We definitely could have won that game, but they also lost to the Spurs, so they're definitely not unbeatable.
That is a fact.
So
nobody's unbeatable.
No, but that's a fact. That's a fact. So I think next time we see them, if we're healthy, we got our players back. I think it's gonna be way more competitive, and I wouldn't be surprised if we pull out that win.
If we had Pat Williams, boy, I'm telling you right the fuck.
Fuck, I was so upset when he got hurt. Oh my god! But I real life think the Bulls are a contender. I do. Because at any given night they could beat any team. I mean, they've beaten top teams. They just swept the West Coast trip. In New York, fucked them up.
We didn't sweep the West Coast trip, but we beat the Lakers.
No, yeah, we didn't.
We beat the Clippers. We lost to the Warriors.
Yeah.
And we beat Denver. Fucked them up. That was a statement game. That was crazy.
So what? 3-1.
3-1 or like 3-2, whatever.
West Coast.
And then we went to
came over here.
Fucked them up. Knicks and Nets. Took that shit.
These are tough teams. It's not like these are trash teams.
These are all playoff teams.
These are all playoff teams that have winning records on.
We shouldn't have lost to Miami.
Or fucking Houston.
Yeah, or the Pacers. I mean, the Pacers game was probably going to lose because like we was tired to sell.
Yeah, that was definitely a tough game for them.
Houston is no excuse.
We should not have lost to Houston. It's all right because they're on a streak right now. So
whatever. I don't care.
It's not like they won and then they lost everything else. Either way. Shit happens, you're gonna have those games where you should have won. I mean, every team's gonna have that, so it's not like you said, you can't win every game, which is all right. But we've been competitive in all these games, And again, I think with Vooch back, and he's obviously kind of getting in his groove a little bit more versus the beginning of the season, which is always great to see. So we can rely on him a lot more. He's hitting really big shots, going crazy from the three. I mean, obviously DeMar's gonna be doing what DeMar does. Zach, he's not even 100% healthy, with his hand. So once that's even better, who knows what's gonna happen there? Alex Caruso's been playing like a dog, and he's been hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they play so hard. I worry about their fatigue.
Yeah, I mean, I'd imagine they're professional athletes.
If we trade Kobe, if Indiana's gonna blow up their situation, I think we should send Kobe and Tony Bradley, maybe a pick or so to Indiana for Miles Turner.
Possibly, man. I think having another big man would definitely help out for sure.
Or Derek Favors, but whichever.
I mean, we'll see what happens. Obviously, they're
because with the way Io playing.
Yeah, bro. Io's stepped up huge, bro. As a rookie, man, he's really just doing. I have zero complaints. You know what I'm saying?
Same.
I think if anything, sometimes I feel like he's a little quick to make a decision. I mean, he's a fucking rookie. What do you expect? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at him at all for anything. Kobe, I mean, he's been out for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So I think he just kind of needs to get his legs back under him. I mean, the same with Vooch. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously the skills there. It's just the reps. So we'll see what happens with that. With come to trade deadline and everything. But yeah, man. I mean, I just think it's just really nice to see the Bulls winning again.
Same, bro.
That's pretty much that's pretty much just I'm just happy to see it. Like I can watch the screen and I'm just like, damn, like we're really nice, bro. And it's not even that we're just nice. Like you can tell they're having fun on the floor.
I've never seen Lonzo hoop so happy before.
That's what I'm saying. I saw him smile yesterday. I ain't never seen a man smile in my life. Ever. Never. Smiled yesterday. That's what the Bulls do to you. The Bulls do to you. Then, I mean, DeMar's happy. Zach's obviously, I'm sure he's happy as fuck. He doesn't have to do everything. Because last year.
Zach was slaving.
He had to, though.
Yeah.
He had to. He doesn't have to do that anymore, man. I mean, I think everyone's just happy with the situation. Everyone's playing their role. I mean, Alex Caruso, I can't talk about that man enough. Like, he real life, like, he may not be dropping 20, 30 points every single game, but the impact he has.
Invaluable.
It's invaluable. Bro. Any team would want him on their team.
Literally, bro, he's like Draymond Green.
Damn
Passing, rebounding, assisting, hitting shots when necessary. He is a player who's not on a max contract, but is max contract worthy. All the shit he does, we do not win without all the shit he does.
Bro, he just brings a certain level of energy and basketball IQ and just grind and you can't coach that. You either have it or you don't. And he does, and he he just plays his heart out every single game. So it's bringing a certain culture back to Chicago basketball that I feel like we've been missing for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? It's that certain mentality on defense, especially. I'm so happy we're good on defense because we could be a great offensive team, but if we were trash on defense,
it don't matter.
It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, we're stopping players, bro. We're real life making it hard for these teams to score. Like you can tell everyone wants that block shot. Everyone wants that steal. No one's just letting possessions go. Like people.
Javonte Green code too.
Bro, it's insane. We got athletes on the floor that are just everywhere.
Who want to win.
Everywhere,
bro. Goodness, bro, we so raw.
Bro, we're cold.
We so raw.
So
bro.
cold.
Oh, we so raw.
All right, man. I'm done talking about it.
All right, guys. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Go give me some sweetest, my boy.
Pierce_Michael1 on Instagram. PB00GS on Snapchat and Apple Music. That's it. It's on my socials.
Devon Allen on all platforms. I fixed that shit.
Nice.
ISD and School Detention on Instagram and Twitter. And on YouTube and all podcast platforms, man. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love you guys. We will see you later.
Peace.